Hello everyone. Welcome to the Poddercast.
Welcome to the deep dive. You gave us your sources, and we're here to pull out the really key stuff for you. Sort of your shortcut to getting properly informed.
Exactly. We dig into the material you provide, synthesize it, and basically give you the core knowledge, saving you time, but making sure you don't miss the important bits.
Right. And today, we're tackling productivity. Specifically, we're looking at Michael Hyatt's Free to Focus framework based on those summaries you sent over. Now, you're probably listening because you want to, get knowledgeable fast, maybe have some aha moments, but without drowning in information.
And that's what this deep dive aims for. Our mission today is pretty clear. Explore the main ideas of Free to Focus and really nail down strategies you can use to boost your own productivity.
And get more time back for what matters,
And
right?
that's the ultimate goal. Freeing up time.
Okay, let's jump in.
Right.
Productivity. Usually we think, okay, do more stuff faster, be more efficient. But this framework seems to view it differently.
Yeah, it really reframes it. Hyatt argues that productivity isn't just about efficiency for its own sake. The actual end goal, the big prize, is, it's freedom.
Freedom. Huh, that's interesting. What kind of freedom are we talking about here? Like in practice?
It breaks down into 4 key things.
Yeah.
First, focus. Being able to really concentrate on the important work, despite all the distractions.
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
Second, presence. Being fully engaged in whatever you're doing right now, not miles away mentally.
Uh-huh.
Then spontaneity, having that bit of flex in your schedule to deal with unexpected things or grab opportunities without feeling totally overwhelmed.
Right, not being rigidly scheduled down to the minute.
Exactly. And the 4th one is rest. Making sure you actually have enough time to recharge, both mentally and physically. It's crucial.
So it's less about just cramming things in, more about designing your life. Is that the idea?
Precisely. It flips the script. Design the life you want first, then make your work fit into that. It's proactive.
How do you start doing that?
Well, the book talks about creating a personal productivity vision, really defining what that ideal productive state looks like for you. What could you achieve? What does it feel like?
And maybe the flip side too. What happens if you don't achieve it?
Exactly. What are the drawbacks? It's about getting clear on your why. Why do you even want to be more productive? Understanding those deeper reasons.
Okay, so we know the goal is freedom, and we need that why. What's the actual how? I saw something about a 3-stage system.
Yes, that's the core framework. Stop, cut, and act. 3 distinct stages, each with specific actions to guide you towards that freedom.
Right, let's take the first one. Stop. Stopping. To be more productive. Seems a bit backwards.
Yeah, just sound it. But this stage is foundational. It's about setting your intent, figuring out priorities. It covers 3 main actions: formulate, evaluate, and rejuvenate.
Formulate. That sounds like defining the why again.
It is reinforcing that clarity, but then crucially, you move to evaluate. This is where you really look hard at where your time and energy are actually going.
And how do you do that evaluation?
There's a key tool for this called the Freedom Compass.
The Freedom Compass. Okay, tell me about that.
Imagine 2 axes. One is passion, how much you enjoy something, the energy it gives you. The other is skill, how competent you are, the results you get for others. When you plot your tasks on this, it reveals 5 different productivity zones.
5 zones. Okay. What does that show you?
It forces you to see where your energy really goes. It can be quite an eye-opener. You might think you're being productive, but find you're spending loads of time in, say, the distraction zone.
Okay, let's break down those zones. What's the first one?
The first and the ideal one is the desire zone. This is where you have high passion and high skill.
The sweet spot.
Exactly. This is where you make your biggest impact, feel most fulfilled. Hyatt says real productivity means doing more here, not just more overall. It's where work feels meaningful, almost effortless.
Makes total sense. What's next?
Then you've got the distraction zone. Here, passion is high, but your skill is low. You enjoy it, but it doesn't really contribute much value to others or your main goals.
Like enjoyable hobbies that maybe take up work time but don't move the needle professionally.
Precisely. Fun, but not effective in terms of core work. Then, flip the passion coin and you get the disinterest zone.
Okay, so that's high skill.
But low passion. You're good at it, maybe you've done it for years, but it just drains you. Ugh. Data entry when you'd rather be planning strategy, maybe.
Yeah, I think we can all relate to that zone sometimes. What about low on both counts?
That's the drudgery zone. Low passion, low skill, tasks you don't like and aren't good at. It's the zone you really want to escape from.
Definitely sounds like it. Minimize time there. What's the fifth zone?
The last one is the development zone. These are things outside your desire zone currently, but they have potential. Maybe you could grow your passion for it or develop the skill. It's about potential future growth into that desire zone.
So the compass helps you map out where you are. Got it. Now, what about the rejuvenate part of this stop stage?
Oh, this is huge. Hyatt really emphasizes this. Time is finite, right? But energy can be managed and renewed. You have to actively replenish your energy to stay effective.
Okay, so how do we do that? You mentioned practices.
Yes, the book lays out 7 key practices for restoring your mind and body.
7. Okay, let's hear them.
First, sleep. Pretty obvious, but crucial. Aiming for 7-10 hours consistently. Power naps can help too, like 20-30 minutes. And good sleep hygiene, dark room, cool temp, maybe white noise. Definitely no screens right before bed.
Right, the basics, but often overlooked. What's number 2?
Eating. Focus on natural whole foods. Mindful eating, even when out. And hydration, super important.
Okay, sleep, eating.
Third is movement. Exercise isn't just physical, it's a massive brain energizer. Improves focus, cognition.
Makes sense, that's 3. What else?
4, intentional connections. Being deliberate about who you spend time with. Surround yourself with energizing people, maybe even do a social audit who drains you. Limit that contact. Our interactions really impact our energy.
A social audit. Interesting idea. Okay, number 5.
Play. Actually schedule time for fun, games, hobbies, things done just for enjoyment. It cuts stress, keeps you sharp.
Need more play. Number 6.
Reflection. Daily time for reading, writing, thinking, maybe prayer or meditation. Journaling fits here too. It brings clarity, reduces mental noise.
And the last one.
Well, it's not explicitly number 7 in that list, but the summaries also stress disconnecting from technology regularly. That's vital for rejuvenation and focus too.
Okay, wow. That's a solid foundation in the stop stage. Know your why, evaluate with a compass, and actively rejuvenate. What's the next big stage?
That brings us to the cut stage. This is all about subtraction, really, eliminating the unnecessary.
Because what you don't do is as important as what you do.
Exactly that. Time's a zero-sum game. Every minute on a low-value task is a minute not spent on something important in your desire zone.
So how do we cut effectively? What are the actions here?
3 key things again. Eliminate, automate, and delegate.
Eliminate. Seems obvious, but maybe harder in practice. How do we identify what goes?
You focus on removing tasks that are outside that desire zone. If it doesn't use your best skills or ignite your passion to serve others, question why you're doing it.
Okay, and how do you actually say no to things without, burning bridges?
There's a specific technique for that. The yes, no, yes strategy.
Yes, no, yes. How does that work?
It's pretty clever. First, you say yes to the person, affirm the relationship, acknowledge them.
Okay.
Then, you give a clear, unambiguous no to the specific request. No hedging.
Right. Be direct.
And finally, you end with another yes to the relationship, maybe offer an alternative, suggest someone else perhaps, or a different way you can help that aligns better with your priorities.
That sounds much smoother than just a flat no. What else for eliminating?
Another big one is creating a not to-do list. This isn't just passive, it's an active list of meetings you won't attend, opportunities you'll pass on, maybe even certain types of interactions you'll avoid.
Proactively guarding your time. I like that. What about commitments you already have?
Good question. Hyatt suggests renegotiating them if they no longer fit. You affirm you took it on, explain why it might not be best for them if you continue half-heartedly, and offer to help find another solution or transition it.
Assertive but fair. Okay, that's eliminate. What about automate?
Automation is about taking yourself out of repetitive tasks, freeing up mental bandwidth.
How? What gets automated?
4 main ways. Personal routines, making habits automatic. Templates for emails, reports, whatever you do often. Processes, documenting steps so others can do it. And technology, using filters, macros, scheduling tools, that sort of thing.
Right, systemizing the routine stuff. And the last part of cut is delegate.
Yes, delegation, crucial. Entrusting tasks to others so you can focus on what only you can do effectively, recognizing you don't have to do it all.
And there are levels to this.
There are. Hyatt mentions 5 levels, basically ranging from do exactly this step by step, all the way to here's the outcome I want, you figure out how to get there, full responsibility.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, stop, intention, evaluation, energy, cut, eliminate, automate, delegate. Now we're ready for the third stage.
Exactly. Stage 3 is act. This is where we execute effectively on the important stuff that's left.
Okay, what are the actions here?
3 again. Consolidate, designate, which is really about prioritizing and activate.
Consolidate. What does that mean practically?
It means batching similar tasks together, grouping all your calls or all your writing into dedicated time blocks. It reduces the mental friction of switching gears constantly.
Pass batching. Makes sense.
And related to this is the ideal week concept, planning your week with blocks for different types of work.
Types of work.
Yeah, like front stage work, your main, visible, often income generating activities, backstage preparation, planning, admin, the cut stuff, and off stage, absolutely essential time for rest, personal life, the rejuvenate activities.
So, structuring the week intentionally. Okay. Next is designate. This is the prioritizing bit, right? Where the Eisenhower matrix comes in.
Absolutely. This is where the rubber meets the road on prioritization. The Eisenhower matrix is key here. You categorize tasks by urgent versus not urgent, and important versus not important.
Creating those 4 quadrants.
Yep.
Do, plan, delegate, eliminate.
Exactly. Quadrant 1, important and urgent. Do these now. Quadrant 2, important but not urgent, plan or schedule time for these. Quadrant 3, urgent but not important, delegate these if you possibly can. And quadrant 4, not urgent, not important, eliminate these, get rid of them.
And Hyatt has a specific recommendation on where to spend our time within this matrix.
Yes, a strong one. Aim to spend something like 95% of your time and energy in quadrants 1 and 2, the important stuff. Deal with the urgent, important tasks quickly, but crucially, schedule time for the important, not urgent ones so they don't become crises later.
That makes sense, focusing on importance over just urgency. How does this connect to planning our weeks and days?
It connects directly through the weekly review. This is a dedicated time slot each week. You look back, what did I achieve? You review all your lists, notes, calendar, and then you identify your big 3 tasks for the coming week.
The 3 most important things.
The 3 most crucial things to move your goals forward. The Eisenhower matrix helps you figure out what those should be. Then each day, you set your daily big 3 tasks that align with those weekly goals, and you schedule time to actually do them.
It's a cascade. Weekly goals inform daily tasks. Very structured.
It is. It ensures your daily actions are purposeful.
Okay, so that covers designate, prioritize. What's the final action in the act stage? Activate.
Activate is all about optimizing your environment and minimizing friction when it's time to actually do the work. It's about fighting interruptions and distractions.
How do we do that? What are the strategies?
Several things. Limit instant communication, turn off notifications, maybe check email at set times, set clear boundaries, let people know when you need focal time.
Technology blockers.
Definitely. Use tools like Freedom to block distracting sites or apps during work blocks. Think about your environment too. Does music help you focus? Maybe specific types. Declutter your desk, your digital files. Create a space that supports deep work.
Right. Proactively managing the environment and potential interruptions. Okay. That covers the whole stop, cut, act system.
Yeah.
It's pretty comprehensive. If you had to boil it down, what are the absolute key takeaways for someone listening?
I'd say three main things. First, real productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing fewer, but much more impactful things, especially stuff in your desire zone.
Focus on the high impact activities.
Got it. Second, energy management is non-negotiable. You have to consciously restore your energy using those rejuvenation practices to sustain performance and avoid burnout. It's foundational.
Energy is key. And third,
the Eisenhower Matrix is your friend. Use it consistently for weekly and daily prioritizing to make sure you're working on what truly matters. Importance trumps mere urgency.
fewer, better things. Manage energy. Prioritize importance. What's a practical first step someone could take, like today or this week?
Start simple. Maybe just take 15-20 minutes for some reflection. What are your real goals? How does your time use align with that right now? Do a quick, honest time audit for a day or two.
Just get aware first.
Exactly. Or make self-care concrete. Schedule one rejuvenate activity, maybe a walk, some reading time, disconnecting early, put it in your calendar this week.
Make it real.
Or on the cut side, identify just one task you do that's squarely in the drudgery zone. Just one. Can you eliminate it? Can you delegate it this week? Small steps add up.
Great starting points. So wrapping this up, our deep dive into Free to Focus really shows productivity isn't just hacks and tips. It's a whole philosophy aimed at getting freedom.
That's the core of it. Freedom that comes from focusing on what's significant, cutting out the noise, and managing your energy well.
Using this stop, cut, act framework as a guide.
Exactly. It provides that structure, that roadmap.
Okay, so here's a final thought for everyone listening. Think about those four aspects of freedom we talked about: focus, presence, spontaneity, and rest. Which one resonates most with you right now? Where do you feel the biggest need? And how could intentionally focusing on improving just that one aspect start to change things for you? Also, maybe take an honest look at the freedom compass. Where are you spending most of your time? Is it aligned with where you want to be, the impact you want to make? Some food for thought there. Thanks for diving deep with us.